Well, it's been quite a week so far. What with the stalwarts, those representatives of some 200 ANC veterans, big names among them, meeting the ANC leadership to talk about, apparently, the removal of President Jacob Zuma. And Kasatu, too, talking about this issue. But all of this seems to have amounted to a lot of furious sound and little substance. Then, of course, there was the minimum wage announcement that many of the working poor expected would provide a major boost to their standards of living, coupled with the expectation, I'm sure, that with the festive season around the corner, employment would pick up. But all of these expectations were shattered, and they were naive. I may be bold and probably foolhardy to predict what may happen politically next week, next month, let alone next year. But I think, given the power relations, that President Jacob Zuma will remain in place, at least until the end of his term in 2019. But it is easy to predict one thing, and that is that there is great disappointment among the poorly paid about the minimum wage. The millions who currently earn less than 3,500 Rand a month, and there are many millions, nearly half the working population, had their expectations dashed. I think it's still inadequate. 20 Rand an hour, 3,440 Rand a month, not 3,500, that was announced, would, however, improve matters for them. But there is no fixed timescale for implementation of a sum that, well, it might have seemed barely adequate 2 years ago, and that was when the minimum wage talks first began. The proposal now is that this minimum will be phased in 2 to 3 years. Now, what's going to happen to inflation in that time? And this has come at a time when the Statistician General has announced the highest unemployment rate in 13 years. It's a bleak time ahead. Anyway, this will be the focus of my Inside Labour column that you can access on this platform, as always, Fin24 tomorrow, and a version of which will appear in the City Press business section on Sunday. Until then, as always, it's over to you. Let's hear what you have to say about these things. Let's come with your suggestions. We need to open a national debate. Send your comments, your suggestions, your criticisms to editor@fin24.com. That's editor@fin24.com. And for this week, that's all from me. Cheers.